You can probably see me in the reflection, but this is how the touch panel will look straight out of the box. It'll look something similar to this. I kind of mocked this up, but it should tell you the IP address. It should be a 10.150.200 address. If it's all zeros, it means that the line is not good and it's not communicating with the switch. It's not linked to the switch. There is the possibility of having the PoE working, but not getting a valid link to the switch, so be aware of that. It should get an IP from the switch. Anyway, to set up a room, we're going to set up, I think, the men's lounge here. So we would just enter setup, and it will enter setup. There you go. So that's your setup menu. We're going to go IP table setup. We're going to go add and edit. Now I will have addresses for you. I'll write them down on the plan set. This particular CIP ID for the men's lounge is going to be 8. You can type 082, but it just abbreviates to 8, and then press save. And now the IP address of the master that we want to communicate to is going to be, and I'll write this down on the plan set as well, 10.150.200.2. And then we're going to hit save. And we're going to hit save again. Now you should see it connected, and we should have an online green dot. I don't know why the dot is not green, but it did connect. So we say save and exit. Now it's going to take just about a little while here. It's going to load the old interface, but it should be uploading the new interface. So we're just going to wait a minute here. There it goes. So it loaded the new interface. It's going to restart the UI. And now this touch panel is the men's lounge. And I should be able to navigate it. And you can see I can mute things, I can unmute things. Whatever needs. One thing to note, if the panel has a shutdown, it means it's going to mute that particular zone. I don't believe that the massage rooms have a lock panel, but if you want to lock the panel without muting it, just press that. And so that is how we load the touch panel and correlate the addresses with whatever room you're in. You are going to have to look at the plan set for room numbers. I based all my room numbers off the plan set. We'll see if I have to change that. Now if you ever need to get back in to the setup, you can do that one of two ways. You can either enter in the administrator code, which is 5678, go to room settings, and then press go to setup. That'll take you to setup. Or if we just lock the panel, this is for all Crestron touch panels. If you touch these 4 icons in a row, that should also take you into setup. I'm not using any of these side icons, so we should probably turn the LEDs off. And to do that, you can go to, I think it's display setup, and then LED screen, auto brightness, hard backlight key, hard key weight, I forget which ones it is. It's the screen. key backlight, I think you just turn auto brightness off, and then turn the brightness of the key all the way down. And that makes those icons go away. We say save and exit. All right, so if you had accidentally entered in the wrong address, all you really have to do is go back into the panel, go to room settings, you go to your setup, say this was supposed to be massage room, 202A for whatever reason, and I had entered it in wrong. Go here, you go IP table setup. Here we can see we're already online. IP address is good. All we have to change is the SIP ID, and the ID for this particular room for 202A is 9. So we would enter in 9. We press save, save. You see it's connected. Save and exit. It will load the old interface. You'll probably see, since it had an interface already loaded, you might see a prompt that it's uploading project. So you can see that. Project is uploading to the touch panel. There you go. Now it's installing the project. Restarting the UI. And there you go. Now the panel is for room 202A. This particular one, you have to push this button to gain access. All of it's fairly simple, straightforward stuff. Now let's say for whatever reason, you had to force this touch panel to load. What you can do is go to the administrator panel that's in the racks. Go 5, 6, 7, 8. We press enter. I can just clear that for now. It's gonna throw alert logs as we're rolling. Doing this kind of through the camera, which is weird. So where's 202A? Oh, is that down? That's in section C. So there's 202A. Now if you go to this utility page, you can see that the touch panel is online and stuff, but for whatever reason it may, sometimes if the touch panel is blank or says there is no display, and then you've entered in the ID, but it's still not loading, you can come to this page, make sure it's online, make sure it's showing online, and then you can say reload touch panel, like that. Now you can see both ends, it'll say project is uploading to touch panel. And see project successfully uploaded, it's rebooting. And we're back. Now obviously I just reloaded the same file that was needed. But that's the basic gist of how to set up the touch panels. As long as you've got communication to the master and that you see that little green check mark come up connected, you should be able to set this up any way you needed. So I'll just do this one more time because I believe this panel is supposed to be the men's lounge. So I'll go back to setting it up as the men's lounge. I went to set up through the menus. The other note is don't do all of the panels at once. Do them one at a time. I don't think the FTP server of the master could handle that many connections. IP table setup. If I go add edit, we're going to edit the CIP ID. We're going to go to 8, save. We see the little connected check mark, so we're happy. Save and exit. It'll load the interface. You'll probably see the prompt that the project is being uploaded. There it goes. So if you're uploading the project, there is about a 3-minute timer, so it has about 3 minutes before it sort of gives up. So be patient with it. And if it gives up, you should regain control of the touch panel. It'll say, error loading touch panel. But that's about it. As long as you've got connectivity and you can get that connection, then you should be able to set up touch panels. Bye.